Hey guys, so yeah, as you can tell from this angle, I'm pretty much recording from my laptop. I know I said that I'd have my computer back up and running by tomorrow, but apparently like it isn't ready yet. I haven't gotten the call yet, so I have to make do with this until then. Um, well, but getting right into it. Okay, so this chapter kind of starts off with a recap of the current situation from Zhao Mei, which on one hand, it's been a while since we last saw her, so I'm happy when Machima reintroduces her for the series recap, but on the other hand, this is the one time where it felt kind of unneeded other than to transition us to a different location or a different setting in the series or in the chapter itself. So yeah, it's the one time where I'm like, okay, I don't know if we need to Zhao Mei for this. Um, because and especially because I think we already kind of knew this arc was more or less reaching its climax. So again, we didn't really need her. Uh, with that said, though, holy effing shit! This is one of those uniquely amazing chapters where it does so much with so little. Because the chapter kicks into high gear almost instantly with a simple enough premise of Jaguar infiltrating Nero's compound and confronting him. Then all of a sudden, fucking suddenly, Ziggy shows up, which is where we get the biggest bombshell that Shura has orchestrated that particular that three-way confrontation from behind the scenes in the hopes that Ziggy and Nero would kill each other. And honestly, this might have been the biggest mistake Shura has made, and where we'll start to see Shura's plans kind of slip out of his control from here. Because the thing is, when it comes to Ziggy, despite Ziggy saying he no longer considers Nero a friend anymore, he's not an idiot either. And while I'm sure Ziggy right now would like nothing more than to erase all traces of his former life, he's one of those people. He's one of those characters who will do it on his own terms, but not under the circumstances of playing into anyone's hands, and especially not Shura's hands. So, if anything, I think Ziggy being here, honestly, is Mashima's way of saying the tables are about to turn on Shura in a major way, because the whole setup in itself is just too simple, for it to go exactly how Shura wants it to. There has to be something about it that doesn't go entirely to plan. Now, how that plays out, that's the part I'm not sure about, because honestly, with in this particular chapter, Ziggy is a wild card, and honestly, with him being thrown in now in this three-way confrontation between Jaguar and Nero, and anything can happen now, and there still might be. And there still might be a conflict, but I'm imagining when it comes to Ziggy and Nero, it might be more a battle of words and Ziggy trying to convince Nero to stop putting so much faith in destiny or something, and create his own destiny with his own hands or something like that, which I think would play out the best, because as we've seen from Nero, the Punch guy makes every decision on it with his dice. So if and maybe it's part of his power, but even then, he has to be. I think that's what Ziggy's gonna do. I think that might be the crux of that confrontation more than an actual battle. And if there is an actual battle that's gonna happen, I think it'll probably be Ziggy and Nero versus Jaguar, honestly. Um, Now, obviously, we do need to talk about the moment at the end of the chapter where Shura pretty much says he's done playing with Witch, indicating he's probably about ready to destroy her now. And honestly, I'm kind of hating more and more how the manga does this, ending a chapter so abruptly without a proper conclusive payoff, because the end of this chapter was practically screaming for a final page of Shiki busting onto the scene to confront Shura, but it didn't happen. And granted, it is likely to happen next chapter, but the issue for me lately has been sort of timing and placement with how Mashima has been ending chapters lately. and chapters like this one have felt really off, certain certain scenes were likely to get next chapter feel like they should have been in the previous one. Like this is kind of becoming a bit more of a recurring problem for me. But yeah, like I really think that this chapter should have ended with Shiki busting through a wall or something in order to help save in order to help in order to be there to save Witch. But on the other hand, knowing how much sadistic Mashima has gotten with this, I almost wonder if he did it this way in order to show that in order for Shiki to pretty much confront Shura at like a time where he's actually where he's almost about to destroy her, or like destroyed parts of her or something like that. I don't know. But getting back to the idea of Shura's plans falling apart, though, another huge tip off for me, aside from Ziggy, is that at the beginning of the chapter, Mashima did draw special attention to the fact that Jaguar had also teamed up with Rickard, and a CEO of a pretty much Android manufacturer. And the thing is, people like that do tend to have a little bit of power they can throw around. So I think this weird team up might have something to do that'll also help in kind of completely throwing things off balance for sure, honestly. But with that said, I think the only genuine thing I was not a fan of in the chapter was showing from showing whatever his name is, like Fabio or Fabiano. Like, I was kind of disappointed to see him getting taken out so easily, but on the flip side of that, we get to see Jaguar flex his powers, which honestly, I was waiting for Jaguar to show that he could transform into a literal Jaguar. I just didn't think we'd see it right from the jump either. And I guess it still does make sense that a high-ranking officer, Interstellar Union officer, would be able to take out Nero's men. I just wasn't expecting it to be so easy an effort either for him. But it's not like I'm against it either. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I've got for this review. If you enjoy the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Analyst, Crunchyroll, and be sure to hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, all.